Right now at 5:30, Lexington police have made a fifth arrest in a gang recruitment incident that happened last year at a park.
Lexington police are looking for a robber this morning. They say he robbed a man at gunpoint on the victim's front porch.
Embattled Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis once more has a decision to make in her battle against issuing marriage licenses.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT and welcome in. It's Wednesday, September 2nd, and we're glad you're along. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your morning. It's a great start here and shaping up to be pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks like a good day ahead. A little of that summertime heat and humidity. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We're looking outside at the moment, sitting there in the 60s. It's 67 now in Richmond, and things look pretty good. However, as you track off into the afternoon hours, you'll start to see us jump our temperatures into the 80s. Visibility, not a big issue, but it's still there. We really need to be focusing in on that as you're traveling this morning. A 24-hour planner, 88. You can see that on the screen. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. However, you throw in that moisture, and it feels like the lower 90s out and about. Next couple of days, that gives us that slight chance of rain there in the forecast. Most of us are dry, but do we get even warmer than that into the 90s the next few days? I'll get into that forecast coming up.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
Well, the downright saga continues this morning in Rowan County. The clerk there, Kim Davis, is still waging her battle against issuing marriage licenses despite being ordered to issue them. She has refused, leading to some very tense moments in her office yesterday.
A motion calling for a federal judge to hold Davis in contempt of court has now been filed, and Davis has until today to respond to that motion. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk with where the case moves next. Michelle, what is expected and set to happen today?
Well, today is the day Kim Davis must issue a reply to the contempt of court complaint filed against her. Judge David Bunning summoned Kim Davis and her deputy clerks to federal court as she still refused to sign marriage licenses despite a judge's order and the Supreme Court refusing to extend a temporary stay. Now, same-sex couples were hoping yesterday would be the day that Davis and her staff would sign their marriage licenses. That didn't happen, although this time Davis came out to speak with those couples.
I would never do this to someone. What you're doing to us, I would never do to someone.
You believe
you do not understand what you're doing to people.
I do.
But you're forcing your religion on other people.
From the stage, just push back away from the counter.
No,
just push back
we're not leaving until we have a license. We're not leaving until we have a license.
Do your job.
Now, attorneys for some of the same-sex couples denied licenses have filed a petition asking that Davis be held in contempt of court. Davis was given until today to respond to the petition. Now, Davis could face possible fines or even jail time. Bunning issued a court order for Davis and her staff to appear in court on Thursday at 11 o'clock in Ashland. The hearing will pertain to the motion that Davis be held in contempt. The judge does not have the authority to fire Davis. Now, last night, Governor Steve Beshear issued a statement saying he also has no legal authority to remove her from office. Beshear also reinstated the fact that he would not call a special session to deal with this issue. Now, starting right after WKYT this morning, you can see one of Kim Davis's attorneys on CBS this morning. Matt Staver will be interviewed on the show starting at 7 a.m. And on our website, you'll find the raw video of the confrontation in her office yesterday morning. You can also find more about Davis's background, and you can read the complete statement she released through her attorneys. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
The saga continues. Thanks so much, Michelle. Well, we are learning more about a deadly shooting on a Jackson County road. State police say the victim is 61-year-old Jackie Rose of Sand Gap. Police say Rose and another man got into an argument along Chestnut Flat Road yesterday. At some point, police say that other man shot Rose, killing him. Police say they're not sure exactly what led to the shooting. So far, they have not charged anyone in connection to the case. New this morning, Lexington police on the lookout for a man who robbed another man on his front porch. It happened at a home on Sugar Creek Drive near Wilson Downing around 1:30. Officers tell us a man was standing on his porch when a man ran up from behind his home, put a gun to his face, and stole his wallet. Police say the victim wasn't injured. New this morning, Lexington police arrested another man in connection with criminal gang recruitment in town.
And 50-year-old Arnav Wheat is from Nicholasville and is now charged with the crime. He and 4 others have been arrested in connection with a gang initiation that took place in Whitney Young Park last year. From District Court, let's go to WKYT's Mark Barber joining us with the details in this. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. Police started arresting men who were accused of recruiting gang members last week, and after that happened, the police chief promised that more arrests were coming. Well, the latest arrest was made yesterday, just blocks from the Fayette County District Courthouse here. And now this morning, a fifth man is now charged in the case. Officers say 50-year-old Arnav Wheat is one of the men who was involved in the Lexington gang initiation ritual called a beat-in. He was a man arrested yesterday. Police say that gang initiation beat-in happened last September when a group of about 12 people took turns beating a gang recruit for 5 minutes. According to court papers, the beat-in for the Chicago-based Black Pea Stones gang happened at Whitney Young Park while a number of young children and adults were there for a sporting event. As for Wheat, he will be in court later today to be arraigned on the charge of criminal gang recruitment. It's not his first time in court for a serious case. According to court records, back in 1994, he was found guilty on 9 counts of first-degree robbery. It appears as if he served around 10 years after he was convicted. Now Wheat and about 4 other men are now charged with gang recruitment. The others in the case, Gregory Smith, Gerald Smith, Trevor Spencer, and Thomas Wallace Jr. Now, Police Chief Mark Barnard says that he waited a year to make the arrests because officers have been monitoring this group. They say they have been trying to learn more about the recruitment process for this gang. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. 5 Eastern Kentucky University students are facing charges this morning. Police say the young men shot paintballs at a truck as it drove down the interstate. Dale Smith, Marley Phillips, Jacob Hall, Dalton Kaiser, and Millard Skeens, all 18 years old, are charged with wanton endangerment. That's according to the Richmond Register. Skeens is also charged with alcohol intoxication. Police say the men shot at a semi-truck driving down I-75 while driving nearly 100 miles per hour in their own vehicle.
New this morning, WKYT is tracking the investigation into a brutal attack in Louisville. A woman is set to undergo jaw surgery today after 2 men beat her in the head with a lead pipe. Police say that the men waited outside for the woman and attacked her outside a neighborhood bar. When she came outside, 2 of the victim's friends say they thought their friend died in the attack. Her injuries were so severe.
I thought she was dead. That's how much blood was there. I thought like it was her head split open.
I thought the same thing. Yeah, if we wasn't there, she'd have probably died.
Police say one of the suspects told them the other man had been hired to beat up the woman. He says a man paid him $1,500 to beat her up because she had allegedly scratched his motorcycle. The victim's now suffering from a broken jaw and bleeding on her brain. Demonstrations are expected today as the first court hearing for 6 Baltimore police officers charged in the death of Freddie Gray gets underway. Gray, of course, suffered a fatal spinal cord injury while in police custody in April. Police stepping up security outside the courthouse. The officers won't actually face the judge today, but their attorneys will decide if they'll be tried separately or the charges should be dismissed. The defense is also asking to have Baltimore State's attorney removed from the case because of a conflict of interest. Well, another deadly police shooting has led to a manhunt north of Chicago for 3 suspects accused of killing a police officer.
Several school districts will be closed today in the surrounding areas. Authorities are continuing to search for the man, and Jamie Yukas reports from Fox Lake, Illinois.
At least 6 federal, state, and local agencies are on the hunt for 3 men suspected of killing Fox Lake Police Lieutenant Charles Joseph Glenowitz. He was shot after he radioed in that he was chasing 3 suspicious subjects, describing them as 2 white males and 1 black male.
I hope they get them. We don't need guys running around here with guns.
Glenowitz was with the Fox Lake Police Department for more than 3 decades and a father of 4 sons.
We lost a family member. Many residents in here knew him as G.I. Joe, and we remember him as someone deeply committed to Fox Lake, to the profession, and his fellow officers.
A small memorial is growing at the police station as a community mourns a beloved and decorated officer. Lieutenant Glenowitz is the 26th officer killed by gunfire this year, according to the Officer Down memorial page. 4 have been killed in just the last 8 days. This past weekend, a Texas sheriff's deputy was gunned down at a gas station near Houston. But overall, law enforcement gunfire deaths are down compared to last year. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Fox Lake, Illinois.
The lieutenant is the 3rd police officer to die in the line of duty in Illinois this year.
A committee at Woodford County High School is moving forward in the process to change a controversial dress code. Last night, a committee in charge of reviewing the dress code looked at some options on how to change it. A majority voted against a school uniform requirement. 3 other proposals passed a vote and will be handed to a council. One proposal would only make minor changes. A second is to drop the dress code entirely. The final is based off student recommendations.
It's different if it's a uniform at an elementary school where they're not about to go out into the real world where they're going to have to experience other people dressing differently. I mean, we're high schoolers, we're not 5th graders.
The committee will meet again to discuss what consequences students should face for violating the dress code. The school's site-based decision-making committee will have the final say.
Well, today, WKYT and the Kentucky Blood Center are teaming up for the Big Blue Blood Drive, and you're invited to donate blood between noon and 7 today here at our WKYT studio. With supplies down this time of year, we need your help. Donors don't need appointments, and donors receive a Bleed Blue t-shirt. Chick-fil-A and European Delights will also be offering up refreshments. And again, you can join us at 2851 Winchester Road in Lexington from noon until 7 today.
All right.
Glad to welcome those folks here.
And European Delights is a bakery here in town, so providing some yummy cookies and things,
Yeah,
I would
that
imagine.
should be good.
Yummy.
All right. It's time to check live drive traffic now at 5:40, and let's see what's going on out there bright and early this morning. Here is a check at the Waze app, and as you see, no real major problems right now. We are attention call to something over there on I-75 at the moment. No details right at this second. It's supposed to be just a stalled vehicle, we understand.
Yeah, near Hamburg.
Yeah, that's Sir Barton Way at Winchester, I guess is where that is, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
looks like
on
it.
the interstate, okay. All right, more news coming up for you here on your Wednesday morning on WKYT.
Hope you're having a good one. A tubby puppy is getting a new outlook on life after weighing in at nearly 40 pounds. We're going to look at his Get Fit plan. Oh, poor little guy.
Needs a workout.
It needs a long workout. Current temperatures, we're in 60s outside right now. Warm, humid conditions, that always leads to at least a slight chance of rain. I'll have that in your forecast coming up next.